folks. With me on the Zoom machine here, I've got Jahshie P from formerly of Outlaw Radio Chicago. It's hard to not say that, man. Especially when we're doing an interview.
Yeah, man. Outlaw Radio Chicago.
Huh?
Yeah, Radio Chicago was a big part of my life for sure.
Yeah, it kind of started everything out for you too, huh, man?
Yeah, absolutely. It got me meeting all these great artists and being able to come in contact with so many people, and these people became like my longtime friends, a lot of them. So
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping you bring it back at some point. Podcasting's a little harder now than it was when we were doing it back in the day. And actually, I drew a lot of inspiration from Outlaw Radio as well. Like, I don't think that we'd be interviewing each other right now, or I wouldn't be interviewing right now if it wasn't for Outlaw Radio Chicago, to be honest, because that podcasting was just so fucking awesome back then.
It was so fun. We had me and you, Clayton, and
Chris Miller.
Yeah.
Few others
such a good
man.
Time.
Yeah, and the scene was just thriving back then, and there's so much good music to promote, and everybody was still like willing. It was so grassroots back then,
Yeah, it's when we were all young, fucking do all that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not here to talk about Outlaw Radio Chicago. We're actually here to talk about Moonrunners Music Festival, the second online one you're doing. You want to roll into a little bit of that?
Yeah, I just started getting frustrated with not being able to book and schedule, like, as much pressure and like fucking anxiety it causes me. I miss it. Like, so I really wanted to get back to just writing out a schedule and booking bands I like. So it seemed like a couple of people did the online thing, and it's our only option right now. So I just want to keep the music going and keep the local underground scene, if you want to call it that. I want to keep it alive and just get focused on these fucking awesome musicians.
Yeah, I feel like we're making progress still, even though we can't really do much,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. So who you got playing this round? I mean, the last one was really great, man. I think you can still stream that on YouTube. So anybody that's on here that gets a few minutes, if you guys want to listen to some great bands and on great quality too. It's on the Moonrunners Music Festival YouTube channel. It was a really great time. I think a lot of people have done the online festival, and sorry to cut you off. I know I asked you for more information, but I just wanted to say this real quick before we get into that. A lot of people, myself included, have done the online music festival thing since the pandemic hit, and I think I just gotta say that by far yours was the best. David and you collaborating together, how you did it was by far the most badass experience. I think everybody's in the chat room. We pulled it up on our fucking big screen TV, so like we were just chilling on the couch like all weekend, fucking hanging out, chatting in the chat room. Like I was watching the show on the TV and chatting from my phone, so it was really cool and relaxing. I think it was the best, probably the closest thing you could get to an actual festival. I mean, it wasn't close. It was like definitely a different experience, but it was still a very cool experience. It was very personal too. Everybody was like, it just felt like the closest to human contact I've had in a while. I think is what the big thing that had, that came with that is that everybody was talking and participating and having a good time, but we're all at home, but yeah, it was, and then the quality was great, man. He did a really good job. So
couldn't thank David enough. He was fucking phenomenal. Like I just decided to do this. Actually, Chris from the band Volk, he's like, "You ever think about doing Moonrunners online?" I'm like, "No, I really haven't. It's just not the same." And he's like, "Just give it a whirl." And so I did, and I had a lot of fun booking. And the first one was like all my favorite musicians and friends for sure. And now the second one coming up in February, I got a lot of new musicians coming my way, like that I just discovered a lot of them. So I'm really excited to have a whole new crop of new bands coming to the Moonrunners Fest.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about too. Like, I know when I was booking Ruckus, man, one of my favorite things, aside from just being able to be around the people that I care about, and like a lot of the people that have been doing this with us since the beginning, like over a decade ago,
Over a decade ago.
Um,
Yeah.
but aside from like just that, it was like meeting new people and hearing new music and being able to hang out with newer bands that are coming along. And so that's important too. I noticed you got a few people. You got my guy Cole Hinkle on the roster. I saw.
Cole Hinkle, oh yeah.
Shout out to Cole
And
Hinkle.
Amy is playing bass.
Yeah, you can pick the
the debauchery.
Yep, just Cole Hinkle and the debauchery. He'll probably have some tricks up his sleeves too. They might have some other people join him, I'm sure. And then you got the Stone Evergreen Travelers playing too. There's a couple Ruckus folks. So
you introduced me to them a long time ago. They're a phenomenal band. I'm super happy to have them.
yeah, great people, man. I'm lucky to have them on the label. They've been like I call them my little engine that could, because they just are, they're good friends. They're my backing band too when I'm playing. So, but yeah, great people.
I knew that.
Pick some great fucking talent from my roster to go on. I was happy to see that. So it's a good roster in general, man. I'm looking forward to see what Mikey and Jake come up with too.
Yeah, they're actually doing it live from Reggie's. So that's
really
nice. Yeah, we got a couple bands, Evil Empire and my band Last False Hope. We're all filming up at Reggie's. So got to keep Reggie's involved somehow, because they like Moonrunners Fest to happen for 7 straight years, and they were there when things weren't going so well for a couple of years there, and they got my back and saved the festival for sure when we had a couple down years. And now lately it's been on the up and up, so it's been a win-win for us and the venue.
I think a lot of us people that were doing the festivals around that time were having a lot of down years, man. I think the fact that you knuckled down and put your nose to the grindstone and got through it is why you're still standing, man. And we had a hell of a time when we went and played at the last live one. I think was the one that me and the Travelers went to, and
yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah. So I'm glad you kept going, man, because you're probably, aside from Muddy Roots, probably the other one that started, that I can think of. So I'm glad that you're still standing, because there's a lot of copycat ones that come along and I mean, as much I like Muddy Roots, but man, there's got to be something else too, and
yeah, and just the whole atmosphere with Moonrunners is just so different than Muddy Roots. You can't really compare the two. Maybe we got some artists that play both of them, and even that, we've both grown over the years, and we kind of went not in different directions, but kind of a little bit in different directions. And but I always made sure to keep the original country and bluegrass sounds to be a part of it. And I just think it's yeah, absolutely. And I always will have a love for the underground roots scene, and that's what got me started in everything. And they will always be represented for sure.
Right on. So, but yes, speaking of Last False Hope, you got the band back together, huh?
Yeah, again, I don't know what's going on with this band, if we're a band or not, but I always come up with ideas and I shoot it to them, and I want to do it. We do it. There's us across 2 different states, so it's really hard to do stuff. But last year in 2020, we played 2 shows before everything went down, and at the end of 2019, we did a couple shows, and we haven't jammed or done anything in a year until this past week. And I mean, we really didn't miss a beat. I mean, those songs are like riding a bicycle for sure. Like, we're just doing like the songs we know the best, trying to make it easier for us. And I'm super happy to have the band back together. I always am. I absolutely love that band. I love everybody that's in that band, and it's one of my greatest accomplishments is that band for sure.
Is Ian gonna be playing bass?
Yeah, he's gonna film remotely. As well. It's really interesting to pull this off. Pull it off be really fucking cool.
Right on. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I know Post Malone did it, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, we're actually pre-recording just to make. Well, obviously, I can't do a set trying to run this entire festival,
Yeah.
so we just found it easier to pre-record. And the six of us that live in Illinois, we're gonna film up at Reggie's, and then Ian and Brendan they'll be remotely from Wisconsin.
Okay. Gotcha. Right on, man. Yeah, our other wrestling fan. Do you and Ian talk a lot of wrestling when you're around each other?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's
I
last
think.
time I saw Ian was for an AEW pay-per-view in his backyard,
Yeah,
and got a
really.
couple folks. Yeah, we had a good. It was when they did the. Oh my God, some mimosa match. Chris Jericho was in a
Oh yeah,
mimosa
yeah,
match or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
The whole pay-per-view was good. That match was a little cheesy,
Yeah.
but the rest of the pay-per-view was good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I like
um,
AEW, but you can tell they're new. They got a little ways to go. I'm not gonna suck their dick like everybody else does and say they're the greatest thing ever, because they're good and it's great to have a variety, but there's some shit on there that's hard for me to watch.
yeah. Well, every wrestling show though ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. I always wonder what Owen would think about this. Because Owen's kind of got me back into wrestling, and it's kind of a shame that he's missing all this shit.
Yeah, fucking long live Owen Mays, man, for sure. He was a big part of Moonrunners getting started too. He did the art for the first two festivals. He played the first one, and yeah, he's a big part of it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how he'd feel about the wrestling these days, though. There's like so much more of it now than when he was alive.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much of it right now.
Yeah, there is, but that's cool though that there's some good stuff though too. Like actually I like Impact a little bit, and I like, Ring of
Yeah,
Honor.
I don't even have the channel that impacts him.
Yeah, I just kind of watch the highlights of everything anymore, unless I know something's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
hopefully something good will come soon out of WWF, man, because it's been pretty bad lately. Maybe the Royal Rumble will be good.
Yeah, I think Moonrunners is the same weekend as Royal Rumble. I could be wrong though.
No, Royal Rumble's January 31st.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, that's right. You're in February for some reason.
Yeah, February 12th through 14th.
Mhm.
Valentine's Day weekend.
Right on. Cool. Yeah, so just log on to YouTube and look for the Moonrunners, right?
Yeah, you just got to go to YouTube and type in Moonrunners Music Festival, and it should pop right up. And it's it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's never going to be like the real thing. I mean,
Yeah, it's
hopefully we'll get back to that as soon as possible. But this is fun. I
I
mean,
think it's the closest thing to it that you're gonna get. And
yeah,
it's
it really
fun in
is.
other ways too, you know.
It is. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't fun. So I have a lot of fun doing it, and it's cool. And I just sit around all weekend and go in the chat and listen to all these bands, and it's been really fun.
Right on, man. Um, well, shit, is there anything else you want to add before we get off here?
Not really, but just wanted to plug the festival again. It's February 12th through 14th at Moonrunners Music Festival YouTube channel. We got a lot of great bands. You can follow Moonrunners Music Festival on Instagram and Facebook. I don't think we're on Twitter. If we are, we don't update that. And then you can follow Last False Hope on Instagram and Facebook as well. And we've been a band for fucking going on 13 years now, and like a lot of people don't know that. So it's pretty crazy that we've been a band for so long.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, man. Well, it was good seeing you, man, and talking to you. Um, I'm gonna end this interview, and then I'll have you stay on to record that little snippet for your commercial. I'm gonna play on Ruckus in the '80s in a couple weeks, if
Cool.
you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Ruckus in the '80s.
Okay, let me stop.